Most brands on Amazon constantly complain about how their ACOS is so high. Their advertising spend, their cost per click, their bids, and all that stuffs. In my today's video, I am gonna share you my top 5 tips to lower your ACOS. Currently, we are managing over 200 brands inside of Ecomclips, and I am gonna share you my top 5 tips to do this very quickly. So tip number 1, eliminating wasted spend. So easily what you can do is identify which keywords and which search terms are wasting your money and eliminate them and stop spending money on them. This will help you to lower your ACOS. So how you can do this? Simply you can go to your search term report and check the last 30 days or the last 60 days data. The reason why I am checking this both because when you check a long date range, you will find keywords or search terms that are spending money here or there. And then within a long date range, you will find keywords that are spending money with no sales. They are never going to convert, and that's why I would like to check the last 60 days data. And now I am choosing a couple of settings. So the setting number 1, high spend with no sales. Let's say I have a $30 product and $50 in spend, which is about 50% of my product price point and no sales. That's going to be my filter. So I am gonna highlight all the search terms that spend over $50 with no sales. And these are the ones I am gonna add as negative. But keep in mind that these will be applicable only for auto, broad, and phrase match types. And for exact, we can just lower the bids. And I would rather lower my bids and show up my products lower and lower into the search result page. Maybe the high intent buyer could click on my ads, but for the auto, broad or phrase match types, I can't do this. Once I identified all the search terms, all I am going to do is take their search terms, go to the campaigns and add them as negative. I will also do the same thing for high ACOS and low sales. So if the sales are low, like 1 or 2 sales, I am going to add that filter, like 2 sales or less. And then for an ACOS, you can go as high or as less you want. I like to be over 80%. If I go too low, I might be a little bit too constructive. So finally, over 80% ACOS or 2 sales or less, I'm gonna take those search terms and add them as negative. Alright, tip number 2. Another way to lower your ACOS is actually to have more sales from low ACOS search terms. And one easy way to do that is to identify campaigns with really good performance and a very high ROAS or low ACOS and give them more budget. So what you can do is very simple. Go to your campaign manager, sort out by ROAS for your campaigns, highest to lowest. The higher the ROAS, better. The lower the ROAS, worse. You can also put a cutoff. So I would like to check anything that's a 4x or more ROAS or 25% or less ACOS, and then I look at the campaign budget. Even if I'm not spending the full amount of my daily budget, still I'm gonna increase the daily budget of my campaigns. Because if your campaigns are going out of budget, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. And if they are not going out of budget, you can still increase the budget, because you may get 1, 2, 3 or 4 more sales a day from those campaigns, even if you are not hitting the budget. Just because Amazon sees that you have more and more room to spend, and it actually starts showing you more and more often. Now the tip number 3, identifying profitable search terms and launching them into new campaigns. So when you launch any auto, broad or phrase campaigns, those are triggering so many different search terms. So for example, vitamin D drops is triggering for vegan vitamin D drops for baby, vitamin D3 drops 400 IU, etc. Now some of these search terms that we are not targeting into our own campaigns, we are just targeting vitamin D drops. So what I'm going to do is go into the search term report, check last 30 days, and I'm going to put a filter. If any search terms has less than 25% ACOS and have 2 sales or more than that, I would gonna pick those search terms and I'm gonna create a brand new campaign with those search terms. So all we are doing here, identifying the profitable search terms and launching brand new campaigns with those search terms with different match types that we didn't run before. Alright, tip number 4 is cannibalization. Avoiding cannibalization means lowering your ACOS. What does that mean? Let's say you are spending $100 and making $500 in sales. What if you can spend $80 and make the same amount of money? Well, you can do this if there is cannibalization happening. So, what does cannibalization mean? So, it means when you have a high sponsored rank and high organic rank for a certain keywords at the same time, what simply you can do is you can lower your sponsored bids for the keywords and it will down your sponsored rank. As a result, you will notice that your advertising spend is going down, and if you are cannibalizing, your sales should remain the same because those people are anyway going to buy your products through your organic ads. Okay, tip number 5 and my favorite and the final tip. The easiest way to cut your ACOS in half is to improve your conversion rate. Think about this. You are spending $100 and you are making $200 in sales, and your ACOS is 50%, your ROAS is 2x. So for every dollar you are making $2. Now for the same people coming into your listing, if you could double your conversion rate by having a better listing, by going from 100 reviews to 500 reviews, by dropping your price, maybe by having a better image that sell your product better, and when people look at them, they are like, wow, the product is best. All of those things could double your conversion rate, which means for the same amount of money that was $100, instead of having 200 in sales, you could have 400 in sales. So going from a 2x to 4x and going from a 50% ACOS to 25% ACOS, which is way more favorable. Alright, these are my top 5 strategy to lower your ACOS. If you need further help or if you need any dedicated strategy for your advertising account, simply email us at info@ecomplex.com. You can also visit our website www.ecomplex.com and review all our blogs. Additionally, we offer free 7 days trial and free advertising audit for any Amazon seller account. See you soon in my next video. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.